Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chatter Squadron, your weekly dose of Star Wars fun and positivity. My name is Tyler Bucks.
And my name is Logan Hansaker. What's up, Rebel Scum?
Wow, very kind of lenient. We're kind of, we're chill today.
It's a chill day.
We're talking about a very chill episode of The Bad Batch. Actually, we're not. Some stuff actually went down in this episode of The Bad Batch. So this is your first spoiler warning of the night. If you haven't watched the latest episode of The Bad Batch, don't be watching us. You can watch this later or listen to us on the podcast, which is going to come out Tuesday. But Logan, tell them about how they can win art.
You can win some art. So comment in on any of our videos. I normally say this month, but I guess it's last month and this month through June. I guess through July. And you can win The Gift by artist Al Abazia. And you can see it right behind us right here.
It truly is a gift. Look at that.
It is. It's a gift. It's a gift. We talked about the art style before, about how it kind of combines both Clone Wars and kind of Rebels a little bit, which is pretty cool.
That is true. And here's a kind of closer look at that thing.
Better glimpse.
As you see, you got Vader holding Ahsoka's lightsaber, and then Anakin giving her the lightsaber. So spoiler alert for the end of the Clone Wars as well.
Yeah, true. Spoiler alerts all around. But yeah, comment in on any of our videos this month and next month. No, it's just this month.
This month, yeah.
And last month. This month and last month.
There you go. We're making it through together.
I've straightened it out. But that is provided for us, to us, by Acme Archives Direct. And so big shout out to them. We love Acme Archives Direct.
Yes, we also have a new tiny king/queen of the tiny chair of tiny victories, Ensign S Pants. They joined our Patreon at the $1 amount. And if you join that, you get a little bit of a shout out until you get dethroned by someone else joining the Patreon or giving us a review on iTunes or something else like that. And once again, we talked about it last week. We are cultured now. We're a part of the Culture Slate Network.
It's true. We were not cultured before.
No, we weren't.
Never been before.
Can you tell? Can you see? I hit my microphone, but I did it so normal. Yeah,
so
calmly. Cultured. You know what I mean?
That's why it's the chill episode.
Exactly.
Yeah, we hit our microphones with our pinky out now.
But if you want to be a tiny king/queen, you can join our Patreon. And what can they get over there?
Oh, here we go. Show notes, Discord, post-show, shout-outs.
Yes, there we go. Shout-outs to our Commodore level patrons. So shout out to Commodore Marroquin.
Commodore
Rayside.
Commodore Benty.
And Commodore Mellish. And before we jump in, this is going to be a bigger spoiler warning.
Spoiler.
Everybody, get ready for it. We are going to be hosting a live event here in Ohio in August. Logan, tell them a little bit about what this is.
Yeah, so we're going to be at Superscript, and it's for Free Comic Book Day, their kind of 1 year anniversary. Friday, August 13th, 8 p.m. to midnight, and it's a live kickoff show at the Bottle House, Lakewood, Ohio, which is right across the street from Superscript.
So if you want to make the trek out to Ohio, or if you already are in Ohio and want to come see us and hang out while we do some kind of quizzes or, whatever else we're going to be having some hijinks.
We're just going to scream for an hour straight.
Exactly. I already am pouring honey down my throat to get ready for it. So that is August 13th. But right now is the final spoiler warning because we're going to be getting into this episode. This is the thing. We have purple right here, and Jonathan Marroquin requested purple for his mom because his mom's favorite color is purple. So if you're a patron, you get to choose the colors as well, apparently.
Yes.
We're just making new rules all the time.
And not even just that, but we will repaint the whole wall purple if you want. We're getting crazy with
Logan can definitely do that for everybody. Okay, I feel like that's enough of a spoiler warning.
Here's a spoiler warning. I called it. Just want to say that.
Logan did call it, everybody. And Logan also made that thing. So we'll get into what he called in a second here. But we are in the chat. I have a first question for everybody. Who skips the intro for The Bad Batch? If you watch it of course you have to watch it on Disney Plus. It starts up and then the first thing that pops up is skip intro ? And the intro is just boom,
Bad Batch.
And then it's over. It's like, I understand that they have to kind of put that in for all their shows, but like this one, who is rushing to the remote to skip that 2-second thing.
And if you do, like, yeah, you've got places to be. You don't have any extra time. Not even a second.
Those are the people who had Bluetooth before other people had Bluetooth.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean?
They had them in their car.
Do you remember that back in the day when people first started having Bluetooth?
It'd be like a little, well, first they were bigger, but then it was like a stick.
Yeah, it was like this big.
It was just, you were just Echo.
Yeah, your Echo
You
with
had
all
his
that
whole-
stuff. You had to have
It's
you had to have like a little hook hand as well.
Just to hack into it.
Speaking of Echo, in the episode itself, we start off with Echo helping Omega shoot her bow.
Mm-hmm.
She's not doing that great with it.
No. Well, I mean, what did they say? Like 3 out of 12? That's not terrible.
I
for
mean,
a child.
True, it's not terrible for a child, but we need to have the same expectations for Omega that the rest of the group has, because they take her along in this mission, and
Yeah, for all the missions she goes on and the danger, she needs to be at least like 10 out of 12.
right? At least,
I would say.
yeah. Let's up those numbers need to go way up.
Yeah, we got to pump them.
But yeah, so they're in this the same cantina that we saw them in last episode, which I kind of like. I kind of like having a return to a location
With Sid, that kind of hangout. I like the aliens that will bet on anything.
literally anything.
They will bet on it. It's like they'll take bets on misses. They'll take bets on whatever you want.
I also liked seeing Echo be more like himself before he was taken prisoner.
Yeah,
I feel like he's kind of played backseat in a lot of these Bad Batch episodes. As well as especially at the end of the Clone Wars, because he was like traumatized and beat up to heck.
Yeah.
But this was more so like him.
Yeah.
From the Clone Wars, when he was more human than machine.
A little more energy and a little more personality. And I hope, I didn't even actually truly think about that until we were watching this episode, but I hope that's what we get more of throughout the series too, is more of that Echo kind of like, oh, okay, he's kind of getting through how he became a member of the Bad Batch.
Exactly.
Essentially.
And not just the way that we've talked about it before, where it's like, you're a part of the Bad Batch because, well, you're just bad.
Yeah, you're bad. You got blown apart.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Everybody else is like really cool types of changes, but you're just,
You're RoboCop.
No, that would be cool if he was just a mouth, basically.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Sid entrusts the Bad Batch with retrieval of a Separatist technical droid for its battle intel before it is scrapped at a Carillion decommissioning site. So that's the main thing that they're going for. And Hunter already is like, I don't know. I don't think, we haven't decided yet. And Sid was just like, yeah, I've decided for you.
Yeah, no, when I'm telling you, that's the decision.
Yeah,
Like,
decision has been made. I'm confused as to what you're talking about.
I think that's it obviously is funny and light too that we'll like tease about it, but
Yeah.
it's another one of those instances where it's like, you don't have any chips to bargain with here, buddy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to do this.
Right. And also Sid straight up dunks on Omega with her bow. She had to put the Bad Batch in their place. Like, no, you're going to do this mission. And then also, listen here, little kid.
Yeah.
Let me shoot this bow for you.
It's like, yeah, bam, 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 3 in a row.
And Sid even said her arm was weak or something like that, like string bean arms or something like that. And it's like, she is a child. Like, are we the crazy people here? That's
Yeah.
like, we are?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we are crazy.
And I don't even mean just about this.
Right.
That's the thing. Just wait.
But are we the crazy people for like, everybody puts so much faith in Omega? Not even like, faith in the sense of like, you can do it. It's just like, listen here, kid, this is how you shoot a light bow.
Idiot.
It's like, and saying her arms are weak.
Yeah.
She's like 10.
It's like those little twig arms. It's like, what? I've been on Camino this whole time. I don't even know what dirt was. I don't know. What's the time span? Like a week ago or something? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, the stakes are high. The expectations are high, I should say.
So they do go on the mission, Bad Batch and Omega. And I like how they snuck their way into the planet by attaching themselves to a bigger ship. It reminds me a lot of another clone, Boba Fett.
Oh, you love him.
In Empire Strikes. Yeah, he's always over my shoulder, just looking. He's pointing his gun at me, also from Archives Direct. But
nice.
He is attached. They're attached to a ship just like Boba Fett was in Empire Strikes Back, which I thought, Dave Filoni is a big mark for Star Wars, so he probably had a thought like that.
Well, and not only that's the cool and funny thing too. Not only will they do that, but they'll comment on it in the show where he's like, what do you say, an old trick or something like that.
Yeah.
This is an old trick. You know what I mean? So it's very self-referential.
Right.
We know we've seen that before.
And they get to this factory, this like scrapping place, and it's basically like a droid horror movie in there.
Just watching if you are a droid,
right,
watching all your fellow droids get ripped apart and burned,
yeah,
melted down rather.
Right. And I felt like it seemed like there was a lot of lead up to it as well. Like obviously it had to happen that way so the story could progress.
Right.
But there was a lot of conveyor belts and everything that just led straight to the same place. Like couldn't there have just been like an open hole and they just kind of, you know, take a backhoe and just scoop it all into it?
Yeah, you would think, but then it wouldn't look as scary and terrifying.
That's true.
It would lose that Toy Story 3 aspect of it.
Don't talk about that part. Okay. I'm still having nightmares about it. But yeah, once again, why is Omega on this mission? It seems so just natural, like, oh, Omega's here too. It's like, why though?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, right, Sid, you just proved you could use a bow. You seem pretty capable. Hey, Omega, hang back with Sid while we go on this mission.
Right.
I mean, I know that would kind of defeat
the only person that you like. In the Bad Batch, Sid, is this child. We're gonna leave her. Just put her in a closet.
Right. Well, I don't know.
No. Okay. I know this is a weird tactic.
You're advocating for children in closets.
But put her. Would you rather? Let's see here in the chat. Would you rather put her in a closet or have her almost get burned and crushed to death by a giant furnace,
or almost kicked off a water tower, almost shot in the chest, almost like
dropped onto a truck?
Yeah.
You know, almost destroyed by a Rancor.
Yeah, yeah.
This is just a remake of the Toy Story movies.
That's what I was gonna say.
This whole season of the Bad Batch, and then finally we see the Martez sisters back now. Martez sisters, for some reason, was a major like sticking point. A lot of people didn't like them in the Clone Wars.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. Well, you know, there's some like surface level reasons they didn't like them, but
I didn't know.
I thought they were good characters.
Yeah.
I thought they kind of progressed Ahsoka's story on,
100%.
and the only thing I was hoping for was a little bit more like follow through with them.
Yeah,
because they were now we're seeing them in this, which is kind of the follow through.
What I was gonna say, it's like I think 3 episodes, right? Was that arc? I actually did just rewatch it pretty recently, so I should know this. But I agree. It was like I remember watching it, and now that I'm rewatching it, sometimes I fall asleep at night during the episode, so I'll wake up like 3 later. And I thought I woke up like 3 or 4 later because they weren't in it anymore. And I was like, was it really that quick, that arc? And I went back and that was the last episode. Yep. I didn't miss anything. So it is just in and out. So it's super cool to see them back in this. That's interesting. I didn't catch on people not liking them in the Clone Wars. I could see maybe Rafa, but Trace is like through and through awesome.
Very Star Wars, especially new Star Wars in a way. Now, people aren't jumping on the closet or crushed to death, whole thing.
Thank God.
But Jonathan Marquim is saying, why is she still in her uniform? If she's going to be on a mission, at least get her a utility belt or a helmet.
Yeah,
that's something.
Yeah, it's true.
Think about all those Scrap. Like there was that part in this episode where Scrap almost crushed her. Basically, a helmet would have been amazing in that scenario.
Well, and they all have armor too. That's the thing. Like they all have these great suits of armor when they're going into battle, you know. Right. And it's like I don't know how they ever don't think of that. Like we should get her something, something.
I feel like one of Wrecker's like thigh
could
pieces
be a whole
just cover her completely.
Yeah.
Cut out eye holes and just have her walk forward at all time.
Right.
We do have a lot of love. Chad Benty says, I love Trace.
Trace is cool.
And also Dale says, Rafa, I love her and Trace in this.
Yes.
Happen to agree. So they are back, the Martez sisters. And at the decommissioning site, the clones encounter, like I said, Trace and Rafa Martez, not Trace and Martez.
Just Trace and Martez.
Who are also after the droid head, leading to a fight against the facility's droids. Guards, their objective. I'm skipping ahead, but it leads to a fight between them and the facility guards. I guess I underestimated how many of those police guards they had.
Right.
Because it was just like, oh, there's some of these guards and they're just gonna murk them and then blah blah blah. And it's like, no, apparently they have like They have closets full of them.
Another cut scene. Right when you think it's done, it would just cut to another door opening with like 50 more coming out.
Right.
You know, it's like, wow, where are they keeping these things?
They're really, really pointed on destroying all this stuff. Like, doesn't this kind of seem like just like general stuff? Like, you know, let's just melt these things down.
It's like, well, you need a guard, like. Yeah, maybe one.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe,
is someone really going to come to a factory?
Let's have like one on each level or something like that. What was that? 100 on each level? We'll get them going right away. Click.
It's like, right? What was that? You just 500 each level? What are someone planning something that we don't know about? Like, what droids are we burning? Why is everything so important?
See, here we go. We got Ryan from Acme Archives Direct saying the closet would be a perfect place to find a helmet too. See, right there.
She could just sit in the closet with the helmet. So if anything does happen, she's still got the helmet.
Exactly.
And the guys would be taking bets.
Probably don't. How long until you think she's going to talk to the helmet?
Right. It's like 5 minutes.
Okay. How long do you think until she names the helmet?
That would be before talking. Like she already named the dirt. Keep going back on the dirt.
Okay. So yeah, it's cool to see the battle. The BB fighting droids again, which are the battle bots fighting droids again. What was that? Did you put that note in there, or was that me?
Cool to see the BB fighting droids again. It doesn't sound like something I would write, but we don't know.
In the chat, who wrote this note? Because I don't know
who put this note in here, guys. Let us know in the chat.
Is battle bots a thing?
Yeah, or maybe it's Beyblade.
Yeah, it's cool to see the Beyblade fighting droids again. That is
just
cool.
like you
let it rip.
It's like smashing each other.
I mean, that would be a great play where that whole, you know, everything's being burnt up. It's just like let it rip in there, like destroy all that stuff.
And then you're filing them down to make them even better.
Cheating.
He cheated at Beyblades.
You know, I just went back to my parents' house for the first time after quarantine and, you know, all that type of stuff, you know, for a family event. And the kids, my nieces and nephews, have all the Beyblade stuff sitting out there, and I couldn't find the one that I cheated with.
Really?
Yeah. For people that played anytime, I'm ready to let it rip. For people that played Beyblades, you have those weights. I had a way to put 2 weights on one Beyblade.
And you taught us we would file them down.
You file them down. Anyway, this isn't a Beyblade podcast, even though we have it in our notes. Major butterfingers on everybody's side when it comes to this droid head that they're supposed to have.
That's what I said. It was like freshly greased. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was like it's like a bar of soap or something. You know what I mean? Like no one could seem to hold on. It's like when the football gets fumbled and no one seems to be able to get a hand on it. That is this droid's head.
Yeah. And of course everybody's on their couch like we were. Just grab it, grab it. In a football game, it's like grab it. I love watching any sports with people who don't play sports because especially with football, it's just like, why didn't they just run left there? It's like, you do know we have like a bird's eye view on this. He's seen just what he's seen in a tiny mask.
Right. Yeah. With a helmet.
Right. With a helmet.
See, they have helmets.
They have helmets and Omega doesn't have a helmet. What's going on?
I've never seen anyone in any football game ever take blaster fire, and they have helmets. So Hunter, what are you doing?
Also, what are you doing? Whoever is outside, like trying to start a lawnmower,
a Beyblade.
If you guys hear something, somebody's playing Beyblade out there.
They have gas-powered Beyblades. It gets crazy over here.
Okay, Hunter and Trace covering each other while they give each other sass was a great moment where they run into each other. Hunter like shoots a droid behind her. She's like, what am I supposed to thank you? Shoots another droid behind him. And then they just keep talking while they're shooting the droids around each other.
Covering each other.
I thought that was a really fun moment. And here is what I almost jumped to, which is the fact that Wrecker's inhibitor chip is accidentally activated. Oh, where is that? Hold on.
Bring it up, baby.
There it is. All right, Logan, talk about this whole thing that you've been tracking for weeks.
Well, you know, I've been tracking this for quite some time. I don't want to say an expert on it, but you know, I did call it. What did you say? You gave me some hint of like, you got something right in this. And I was like, I started going immediately because one of my predictions is that Echo dies.
Yeah. And
then the episode was called Decommissioned. And I'm like, oh, no. Is it? Because I'm like, is it bad? You're like, it's bad. I'm like, no. So this, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling, man. They don't like they kept harping on the head injury
Right.
too much for it to just be an excuse to have him back on the ship to set up Echo's or Omega's room.
Yeah.
Too much of an excuse for after he hit his head with. Is that when he was fighting
With
Fennec?
Shand,
Yeah,
with the steam and all that
It's
stuff.
like they kept bringing it back,
Right.
especially once it was. I know there's like there's not exactly one spot where the inhibitor. I mean, I'm sure there is, but it's like to be like, oh, it's the same spot. It's like I don't know exactly what the spot is, but you know.
Well,
what I mean?
He kept holding the same side of his head at least, but
exactly. That's what I mean. The spot that he hit kept being consistent. Where I was like, it's got to be something. And it was in the comment. I was sick in bed.
Yes.
When Hannah Rayside was on, but I did comment in.
Well, you know what? We're all very proud of you for that, Logan.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
will hold for applause.
Yeah, but people clap in the chat. But no, it was pretty creepy when he started doing the whole good soldiers thing. And this is what we mean in the title of this episode of Chatter Squadron, saying they're becoming more of a bad. No. What did we name this one again? It's a good batch.
They're going from bad batch to worst batch.
There it is. It's because it seems like more and more their people are starting to transfer over to the chip side.
Yes. The Empire, the chip side. That's what I'm saying. We're just going to be left with Omega. No one would have gotten her a helmet by then.
Joel is clapping for you.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you, Joel.
Clap, clap, clap.
So quick thinking on the team to save Omega's life with the whole grab a leg.
Right. Hey, hold on to this leg and we'll hoist you up.
If it wasn't for Hunter, I don't think that was it Trace?
Yeah.
I don't think she was going to be able to heft her up in time.
No, and it was after. Well, they were duking it out for the head.
Well, they deployed all the hundreds of droids on the top level at that point because they were coming down to surround her and everything.
Right. Oh, and that's when because even Hunter was like, "I'm going to take out the supports," and then he just goes through with his plan.
Yes.
And then Rafa's like, well, you tried to kill me. She like didn't jump down, acted like she had no idea. I was like, he did tell you. And he did say like, I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do this. And it's going to happen pretty quickly because we're about to die.
And we have to save a child from burning.
Exactly.
With no helmet.
But speaking of all this stuff, while this is going on, everyone else is trying to turn the droids into other, to make them cannibalize themselves, the decommissioned droids to come back on and then fight the police droids. And during that, there's an actually like amazing comedic scene with the Echo joke where she says, "Is there an Echo in here?" And Echo says, "Yeah, I'm here. What's up?"
Yeah, he's like, and he's so innocent about it too. Like,
it's very genuine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
No, that was brilliant.
And the battle droids are back.
Battle droids are back, baby.
The Beyblades are back.
I was going to say also the BB droids.
Yeah, the BBs are back and the battle droids are back.
And the boys are back.
It was funny when that one battle droid came back online and he was like, "Did we win?"
Yeah, did we win?
Now, you've talked about how you're not a fan of the battle droids.
I'm not. I'm not... mainly just in the show. I felt like in Clone Wars, I should be specific about that. In the early seasons, I'm all for. I love comedic relief. I don't want to seem like a Debbie Downer over here, but sometimes the droids. There's times where they just get a little too much for me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, all right.
Well, that's okay. They don't have feelings.
Yeah. The droids aren't going to get mad at me. That's not what I'm worried about.
So finally, they are escaping, which is the Martez sisters. The Bad Batch and Omega, their objective is destroyed, and that was kind of out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like they were just kind of running out, and once again they ran straight towards an entire like legion of police droids.
Yeah,
they're just lucky that the head was the only thing that got destroyed.
Right. That's actually yeah, that's a good point. Is like they're running at it, and it didn't even seem like that big of a thing at the time until they're in the ship and they were like, "It's destroyed." I was like, "Wait, what? It's destroyed?" Because like it got shot and it like went. I'm just breaking the whole set, and it like kind of flew out of their hands. But there was nothing that signified in the moment like, "Oh, that thing's completely useless,"
right? Because
it's been bouncing all over the place. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's been pinging off stuff this whole time. I guess a laser blast will do.
It's a little different than just drop. Well, I mean, it dropped like 8 stories at that one point, whatever.
Whatever.
So after both teams escape, the sisters reveal that they're trying to acquire the data for an anti-imperial resistance movement. That's like a very roundabout way to say that they're starting a burgeoning rebellion.
Yes.
They cut it down to rebellion from anti-imperial resistance movement.
That's because the meetings, they were like, we need something. This is not translating well in email.
No.
Like, no one's showing up to these meetings.
AIRM.
Arm. Arm.
AIRM. We are the AIRM.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it better than rebellion.
Let's change it.
So when they part ways, Hunter gives a copy of the droid's data to the sisters, who then contact their client about the Bad Batch, which was a little interesting. And before we kind of think about that, the question is, what did you think of episode 6 of the Bad Batch? Let us know. We'll bring your comments up, possibly win the art that is right behind us.
The Gift by Al Abazia.
Yes. So they do part ways. Here's the droid's memory and everything.
Yep.
And then once again, everybody's like kind of turning around immediately on the Bad Batch. Like when they showed up to the hangar, and the hangar person was just like immediately like, hey, they're here.
Come on, get them.
And the Martez sisters were just straight up like, we ran into some clones that you might want to know about.
Right.
Now, I have an idea of who it might be. Do you have an idea of who it might be?
No.
Okay, good. I'll go first then. I think it might be Rex.
Oh,
Running into clones, and it seems like that might be something you would be interested in, like that type of thing. Because I don't know who else is like very much like, oh, I'm looking for clones right now.
So you still think it's someone like good, positive?
Yes. I think they're playing it up as a negative. Right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a little juke, little little sidestep, little stutter step, little dance around. No, I don't. They're trying to throw him for a loop. Actually, they're trying to throw us for a loop as the audience. But
yeah,
I was thinking like absolute worst case scenario.
Who would it be then?
To where it would be just like someone in the Empire.
Oh,
but it wasn't like there was no like not like Tarkin or anyone like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
I did. You have to make up your mind, man.
Darth Maul.
Oh. Maybe. I don't know why he'd be looking for clones, though.
But, he said I had to make up my mind, and I was just shooting from the hip.
Perfect. Let's see. Joel was saying 2 guesses, Rex or Bail Organa. Bail Organa is another good one. Might be more people in the Resistance, being the Mon Mothmas.
Interesting.
Like that type of ilk. Maybe it's baby Leia on Alderaan.
Child Leia.
Yeah. The child. Let's see. Chad also says it was great. I wasn't expecting to see the Martez sisters. A solid 8.349 for this episode. So Logan, I'm going to you first. What do you rate this out of 10? And we do have a decimal system now.
I will make this one easy. I will say 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
I'm going with an 8 on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was very solid. Once again, I mean, we do play it up on the show for like comedic effect of like, why is Omega in these things? But this is a solid example of that.
Right.
Of why would you take her on this mission? Not even just be left in the ship or left at the bar, like you said, or in a closet to be extremely safe. But this is just like, why? Like, I would like to know. I would like to know, have lines said that we have to keep her with us, because if we don't, she'll explode.
Right.
Like give her like an Anakin slave on Tatooine. If she's too far away from us, her head will go boom. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There has to be some other reason other than just like
we just want some exposition,
because it's plot. At this point. That's all I see.
Yeah.
The only reason she's there is because she is one of the characters. I want a little bit more knowledge as to why she has to be there.
And honestly, even if it was something as simple as like they're trying to train her, or
right.
They're trying to get her ready to be on her own, or something like that.
I would be still opposed to. It's like, yeah, maybe keep training her in the bar.
Right.
She can barely shoot a target. And now you're just like, all right, here we are. We
Right.
are surrounded by hostiles. Get
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
And also, you are in like bright white and orange clothing. You're gonna stand out.
The outfit too.
Right.
That, yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. But as far as plot goes, that part of me is glad that she's a part of the group and on every mission so that she can get saved in the nick of time.
Right. So I'm at an 8. He's at an 8.5. It looks like there's some more speculation in the chat. We have Chad saying, I'm thinking Ahsoka as the person the Martez sisters are talking to. That was her droid.
Interesting.
Is that the case? I didn't notice that the droid in their ship is Ahsoka's droid. I mean, that also makes sense. That also makes sense for it to be Ahsoka, because not even just because, I wasn't necessarily thinking about that because I was trying to think about, okay, clones, who would be interested in clones?
Right.
But who would be hanging out with the Martez sisters? Ahsoka.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially a burgeoning rebellion. Then we see in Rebels that she is pretty integral in the start of the rebellion.
Yeah, they would definitely link up for that. No, that makes sense. I did not even put that together.
He's also saying that Ahsoka is with Rex. We do see that at the end of the Clone Wars, and we do see that Rex is in this series because of the previews and stuff.
Right.
But I'm just, I'm kind of at a loss as to when he's going to show up and if he will be with Ahsoka or other people.
Right.
I actually assumed he was going to be here much faster.
Me too. I thought the Rex would be here a little quicker.
We also thought that Crosshair was going to be a good guy, so we were wrong.
Yeah, I
on
thought
several fronts.
I thought Crosshair was going to kill a clone.
He's tried. He's tried several times. Also tried to take out an old lady.
Yes, that should have been I should have seen that one coming. Crosshair tries to eliminate old lady.
So when do you think? I mean, you're like the king here, because also you put a prediction in our prediction episodes that Wrecker would overcome his fear of heights,
which he did. I forgot about that.
Straight up detriment to himself, though, because that's what caused his chip to malfunction, which is something you've been talking about for several weeks now.
Yeah.
So I guess the question here is, when are we going to see Rex? Like, I want to get like how many episodes from now?
Okay. We will see Rex 3 episodes from now.
Okay. 3 episodes from now, we will see Rex. And then the other question is, when the heck are we going to see Crosshair again? Never.
I actually think we'll see Crosshair, I guess, next episode.
Really?
Yeah, I do. And that one I actually feel more confident about than the Rex one. I do think we'll see him though.
We're getting Chad Benty saying, I'm guessing middle point of the season, so like 8 or 9. And Joel is happening to agree by saying probably 8, since it's the halfway point. And we're on episode 6 right now, correct?
Yeah, this was 6 today.
So 2 episodes or so, or if you're going with Commodore Benty's plan there, 9. So 3 episodes from now.
3 episodes.
I have no clue anymore. I don't think any of my stuff has come true in terms of predictions, which by the time the series wraps up, we will go through all of our predictions again, see how right and how wrong we were.
Yeah.
But the only thing I've gotten right is a super softball, which is Order 66 is what's going to cause the Bad Batch to turn good, quote unquote.
And we basically saw that in the preview. Oh, no. You have some good ones. I genuinely think that.
No, don't try and make me feel better.
No, here's the thing, and you know that because I didn't say it on the show, but when we were doing these, you shared like one of yours, I think, I read it and I was like, oh, that's way better than mine. I was like, I did not do a good job with these. I just was doing a bunch of crazy ones.
But yeah, I think this episode, going back to it, is a very, very good one. It's a very, very solid one. And it felt very Clone Wars-y because of Martez sisters and that stuff, but also clankers.
Yeah.
We got to see clankers and stuff.
It did feel very Clone Wars-y. And here, on that note, I think even though these episodes have sometimes even been longer than Clone Wars, they clip by. They feel like these Bad Batch episodes feel like half the length of a Clone Wars episode. Right. Any given Clone Wars episode. It doesn't really matter. I don't know why, but they just feel like because I'll look them up. It's like, oh, this one's gonna be 25 minutes, and it feels like I'm there for 10 minutes and they're just over. I'm like, wow.
I think the first episode of the season kind of preconditioned us a little too much, because that thing was like a full movie. It felt like, you know, it just kept going. It felt like it was 3 episodes crammed together.
Yeah.
Like when they tried to do that with the Clone Wars. Did you know about that? So when the Clone Wars started, they made like a theatrical release for it.
Yes.
And it was basically just several of the episodes crammed together into a movie.
Yeah.
And they released it, and you know,
it's on Disney Plus, isn't it?
I believe so. I mean, I think it has to be, because it kind of does start the whole Clone Wars, the new Clone Wars.
Because I think a way while back, I accidentally watched it. I was not trying to. I was just trying to find the Clone Wars, and I clicked on that, and I was like, "What is this?"
Oh, sorry, guys. We can finally start the review now. Rick Villanueva is in the chat, so we can talk about the episode. No, Rick, I'm sorry. We are actually wrapping up right now. What did you think? Rick, we are not going to end the episode until you tell us your either number rating or what you thought of this episode. Speaking of Rick, he won Acme Archives Direct Art one of the prior months, and on his podcast Jam Transmissions, he talked about getting it and, you know, getting ready to put it in a frame and all that type of stuff.
That's awesome.
It is pretty awesome. Rick is pretty cool, but he's also pretty lame.
Yeah, Ty and Rick got their good feud going.
Rick and I have we've actually met in person a couple times, and
it is not into a fight.
We got into a fist fight. You know, we shook hands afterwards.
That's good.
Okay, he is saying it was a 4 out of 10.
Wow.
Is he talking about the Bad Batch episode or this episode of Chatter Squadron?
Of Chatter Squadron.
You know, I don't want to know. I don't know. I don't want to know what he's going to say.
Or it's just you. He's just rating you a 4 out of 10.
Well, I can't get much lower than this, so let's wrap up this episode. Once again, you can help support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Chatter Squadron. Rise the ranks over there. You get Discord, show notes, post shows, and shout outs, like shout outs to Commodore Marroquin,
Commodore Marroquin,
Commodore Rayside,
Commodore Benty,
Commodore Malish.
I didn't even have the notes up. I did that one by memory.
Oh my gosh, you're so cool.
No big deal.
I really like you a lot. And also, we are doing a live event in August here in Ohio, August 13th with Superscript. Go ahead and check out Superscript on all of their social medias. You can get a little bit more info over there, as well as, are you okay?
I'm just wrecking the notes. I'm trying to find it. It doesn't matter.
It's totally fine. I'm not even paying attention to you, like always. And then, like we said, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on in the chat right now. People are just trying to distract me.
That's all I'm here for.
What's not distracting is we are part of Culture Slate now. You will be seeing more and more stuff with us and them coming up in the next several months, I would say, especially around August. We're looking to revamp the show a little bit more. And I think that's kind of it for this episode. So, Logan, as always, do you want to leave the people with anything?
Yeah, I will leave you guys with just informing you that the Beyblade droids, they're back.
They're back, and they're here to let it rip.
They're here to stay, and they're here to let it rip.
Let it rip was like the worst thing they could come up with.
It's the worst tagline,
because it definitely sounds like something else. Goodbye, everybody.